California just slapped a $20 minimum wage on fast food joints. Just days later, they are already announcing mass layoffs. That's in the state with the highest unemployment in the country. The bill, which the Wall Street Journal characterized as, quote, crazy, in an op-ed by labor economists, raises California's already high minimum wage from $16 an hour to $20. That would make it the highest minimum wage in the country. The bill also sets up a so-called fast food council authorized to raise that minimum wage by another 3.5% every year forever. So it could be 30 in a decade. In response, California food companies have frozen hiring, and some are already announcing mass layoffs, starting with delivery drivers who will now be outsourced to DoorDash and Uber Eats, at least until they are gutted by a separate little California gem called AB 40 that aims to destroy those jobs as well. Now, it's worth noting there are currently 500,000 fast food workers in California who are now on the chopping block. Those workers serve roughly 70% of Californians who they get to face higher prices and abandoned locations. Already, approximately 1,100 Pizza Hut drivers are set to lose their jobs, with more already announced at pizza chain Roundtable. Of course, the drivers are just a start. At $20, every employee is on the menu. Jack in the Box and Mexican chicken restaurant El Pollo Loco announced they'll be using robotics to automate cooking and cashier functions, including fry stations and making salsa. McDonald's has already put millions into designing fully automated stores, opening their first fully robot store last year in response to minimum wage hikes. So there is no worker in the store at all because machines don't have a minimum wage. Activists claim the companies are just playing games, that there will be no layoffs, which is partly because they've never run a business, but mostly because the minimum wage is a reliable vote winner. It throws workers under the bus, but by gum, it sounds good and it does get the votes. So why does a minimum wage destroy jobs? In short, another way to phrase a minimum wage is a ban on low-skilled work. In this case, any work that is worth less than $20 an hour. Unfortunately, there are many low-skilled workers in America. Thank a public school teacher who simply are not worth $20 an hour. For example, a low-margin broom factory might make money at $14 an hour, but it goes bust at $20. So if they cannot pay $14, there is no job at all. Of course, it's not just that the job is gone, it becomes literally illegal for those people to have any job if they're not worth $20 an hour. They'll either have to make do with cash under the table, perhaps hanging out at Home Depot waiting for day work, or they will have to fall back on soup kitchens, begging, and welfare. So what's next? Brought to you by Unchained.com. California is the leading edge of something that's happening all across the country. Indeed, all across the West, sacrificing low-income workers for socialist vote-buying gimmicks. There are 4 million fast food workers in America. There are over 50 million people who make under $20 an hour. All of those workers are now on the chopping block. Hey, we'll be watching. See you next time.